Welcome to Movie Recap. In today's video, we'll be going through the 2015 sci-fi thriller movie, Hidden. Turn on subtitles and spoilers ahead. Someday in the future world, a strange outbreak of an unknown virus has devastated the area of the United States. After surviving the catastrophe, a family of 3 run away and take refuge in an abandoned fallout shelter, soon to hide from the monsters wandering outside, which they believed are the human hunting breathers. Zoe wakes up one night after her haunted nightmare of the breathers. In fear, she hides under the bed and comforts herself with a little doll. The father and mother try hard to calm down the frightened daughter by showing her the undamaged shelter and hatch, the only passage up to the ground which remains locked firmly as always. Zoe calms down and, as usual, marks a new day on the wall with a dagger. It's shown that the family has hidden underground and struggled through the dark for as many as 301 days. In fear of the uncertain future, they have to minimize their daily consumption of the canned food stored there. But as a way to appease the little daughter to stay calm, the parents decide to reward her with a can of peaches, which, however, disappoints the little girl a lot, for nothing is left inside. The parents then go to check the rest of the stock, but only find another 11 empty cans. Due to the sudden food shortage, the family has tightened their meal plan to reduce their daily consumption. As Zoe loses temper and begins to complain about the food, that they have to remind her again of that important rule that she should never release her anger under any circumstances, which they believe is the key to survive the catastrophe. Not understanding exactly what that strange rule means, though, Zoe promises to stay calm as always, trying to draw attention away from that. The father comforts her with a bedtime story and a card game. But later that night, the wife also shows her anxiety caused by the closed environment. Then, both of them have intercourse. The next day, as usual, the mother continues to teach her daughter some basic knowledge, which Zoe finds is totally useless and too boring to study while living underground. Knowing that she is driven by her curiosities and eager to know the outside world, the mother then allows her to take a peek at the ground with a homemade periscope. But Zoe only finds some ruined buildings with no living creatures around but a crow. The mother believes that they are the only humans left alive, and the breathers have been actively hunting down the family. Later, after noticing a rat right on its way to steal the canned food, the family takes action quickly. The father approaches the corner quietly with a dagger in his hand, but fails to stab it with one deadly shot. The rat, however, jumps down from the food shelf, knocks over a lamp in panic before it plunges towards a hole in the wall, while the mother bashes it to death at the right time. But unfortunately, they're soon astonished to find that the knocked over lamp has caused a big fire to a wooden table. Despite their joint effort in putting out a fire, later, the family quickly realizes that the smoke produced from the fire is drifting up to the air duct, give away their position to the monsters on the ground. What's worse, the smoke has left ash covered all over the shelter hatch, making their hiding place visible with no better choice. The parents have to risk their lives outside, attempting to cover and hide their shelter. Zoe, however, using the periscope in a cellar, spots a humanoid figure in the far distance. Disregarding the forbidden rules, she climbs through the barricade to the surface, tries to warn her parents of the breather, but finds nobody there. In great panic, she shouts out loud, but gets stopped by the coming mother. As Zoe keeps warning them of the breathers, they happen to find some running deers smelling of the danger. The family rushes back into the shelter. Staying anxiously in the cellar, the 3 try hard to hold their breath while hearing some heavy footstep on the ground telling that the monsters are searching for the entrance. But right at the moment, Zoe's doll gets caught on a nearby pipe screw and thus activates, making loud noises. Despite their muting the doll quickly by trampling it to pieces, they had given away their location to the breathers, who began to knock on the barricade violently and are about to lift it by force on the ground. Parents strive hard to secure the chains that are attached to the barricade, but to no avail, the chains are detached soon due to the sudden force. The father grabs a water pipe and pokes at the monsters with his full strength, causing the monsters to stop their attack. While the family takes the mere chance to secure the barricade before they finally take a short break from the raid, the family is soon terrified to discover that the monsters have not left far away they seem from the raid. The family is soon terrified to discover that the monsters have not left far away. They seem to wait there for more fellies to come. Moments later, the whole cellar starts to vibrate violently and the barricade is soon lifted up by a crowd of breathers who finally break through the hatch and get inside. The mother sets a big fire on the furniture to slow down their attack, while the father manages to enlarge the air duct and sends his wife and daughter out first. But unfortunately, because his figure is too big to fit in the air duct, he gets caught and pulled down by the coming breathers, disappearing into the heavy smoke. While on ground, Zoe and her mother run for life in a great panic, but end up getting trapped by a huge net fired from a helicopter. It's revealed that those so-called breathers are actually soldiers wearing night vision goggles and rebreather packs. They are sent to search the whole area for the infected survivors. The mother struggles hard to break the net, but to no avail. In the flashback, the family was about to evacuate from the hometown where the CDC, the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, caused a virus leakage. After witnessing a horrible, devastating blow to the whole town by the military, the family realizes that they couldn't trust the government at all. They soon found a fallout shelter in the vicinity and hid inside right before the fighter jets blew the whole area into pieces. Saving the cellar through the mother later found that the flesh around her wounds was discolored and her blood turned black. They deduced that the virus is airborne and they had already been infected. They later got to know more that the virus would only affect those infected humans who were re-agitated to anger, so they had to keep calm all the time to stop mutating into a monster. In the present, the soldiers prepare to execute the two. On the rampage, the husband mutates into a real monster and kills several with his remarkable physical strength and agility, but is shot multiple times before falling. During the chaos, Zoe and her mother escape from the net. The soldiers search thoroughly for the team. The enraged mother transforms into a monster, killing all but one soldier, who injures her. Right before he's able to kill her, a transformed Zoe charges at the soldier and exposes him to the air by removing his rebreather. In this enraged state, Zoe almost attacks her mother, who comes to stop her by reminding her of the rule to always keep calm. Zoe returns to normal and stops her attack on the soldier, who's showing signs of infection. The husband, however, is badly injured by the gunshot and dies soon before his tearful wife and daughter. As the helicopter comes back, the two flee right away to a sewer system nearby and hide there. They hear someone approaching, who turns out to be the neighbor. The neighbor boy leads them all the way to an abandoned shelter within the underground sewers, where they see many others like them. While looking at the sun rising through a window, Zoe tells her mother that they've survived to day 302. Seeing the smiles on the daughter's face, and the mother climbs through the sewer hole and joins the group of infected survivors. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get new movie recaps.